Hello everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for downloading my debt planner template. I really appreciate it. Now, this video, I'll try to be as quick as I can, but this video is really all you need to know about this template, all the tools it has to offer, how to choose your strategy, and in case you're not familiar with this template, really what it does is it helps visualize your debt, tells you how much you're saving off a strategy, how many months you save, your interest paid. Really a great tool to come up with a strategy and to visualize your debt. These are the main two purposes of this template. Now, I'm not really qualified to talk about the emotional state of debt, but I will say it is so easy to get into debt nowadays, and you're really taking a good step by getting this template and getting your debt figured out. Now, I do accept donations, but for this template, I will say, focus on your debt first, and, when you finish paying it off, a donation, consider it, would be great. But really, disclaimer, really the last thing before we get into it, just wanted to let you guys know this is financial advice, so feel free to take everything you see to a T. Now, obviously, I'm joking. These are just projections. Really, they're just projections. They're things I can't account for, but these numbers are as accurate as they can be. So let's get started into inserting your debt, which is step one. So really all we need to worry about is these columns when inserting your debt. So I'll go by each one. Debt name, really just the debt name, not much to it. You can put whatever you want here. The annual interest rate. Now this can be an estimation. The closer you are, the more accurate the numbers will be. You can find this, online, typing up your credit card, looking in your terms, things like that. My credit card interest rate that I put for this sample data is lower than what it should be, but you know, next is a minimum payment. So minimum payment, actually what happens is when you pay off a debt, your minimum payment will be lower each month. Now, I thought that might be kind of tedious. So this template really doesn't require you to update your minimum payment each month. If you want more accurate numbers, you can. But what you do want to update each month, if you look in the current balance, right? Your current balance is after you pay something off, right? You want to update these numbers in the spreadsheet. Now, if you just want to use this spreadsheet as a quick calculation and not update it every month, you can definitely do that as well because this template will really show you projections. And if you just want to look at it once, hey, that's fine. But I will say it is satisfying seeing this progress bar update. Let's just say we fully, pay off this debt. You see the progress bar goes up. So definitely interesting to see. Now, when you first input your debt, these numbers will probably be the same, right? Unless you want to go back and find your starting balance, you can. But again, this is sample data that's, let's just say a few months down the road after paying off debt. Custom rank I'll get into a little bit, but the rest of these columns are automatically generated for you. You'll see debt progress, monthly interest, interest left. Now, the cool thing about interest left is it takes account of you paying off your debt, as the months go on. So, because if you do, 6 times 11, because our monthly interest is about $6, and we have 11 months until we're debt free. This is what this column is. You're going to see that it's going to be more than 34 bucks. But what this interest left column really takes account for is as you pay things off, your interest, gets decreased. So, yeah, again, months till debt free is really how many months until you're debt free. And all these numbers are with no strategy applied. So don't get too discouraged when you put in your numbers at first. This is with no strategy. You're only paying off minimum payments and you're not doing anything else. That's really it for inserting your debt. Now I really want to go over, you'll be debt free in 42 months. Again, this is with no strategy applied. Once we update our strategies, this will update as well. Debt progress, again, just your overall debt progress. Very satisfying to see it get increased. So let's go over choose your strategy. This is really where the magic happens and the power of this template happens. So additional monthly money is outside of your minimum payments. How much can you devote towards your debt? Now this template will tell you what debt to put that money towards, which debts you should pay off first, which debts you should prioritize, things like that. I'm going to leave this at 0 for now. Debt strategy. So there's a few options here: snowball, avalanche, custom rank, and none. I have a legend on the right that kind of shows you what each one's mean. Snowball is lowest balance, avalanche highest interest, and your rank, maybe you have to pay off a friend before your credit card. You could always do that in column F. So, we can put 1. 1 means it will be prioritized first. 2, obviously second. 3. So you can feel free to use that as well. That would be under the custom rank. All these strategies, besides none, assume you carry over minimum payments and overpayments. So what that really means is when you pay off a debt, that minimum payment needs to get applied to the next debt, the next prioritized debt. That's what the snowball really means to visualize it. Imagine a snowball rolling down a hill. It, collects more snow and gets bigger. That's kind of the goal behind this. Anyway, so with this strategy, you'll see here we have none selected, but it will tell us the amount of money we saved, the total interest paid, and the months saved. And you'll see how important some of these strategies are, because you can literally get out of debt, years quicker by using these strategies. So with my sample data, let's run some numbers. I'm going to keep additional monthly money at 0, and I'm just going to switch none to snowball. And you see before we click anything, it says 42 months. That's with no strategy. I click snowball, and you can already see, that pretty much halved the time. Now we'll be debt free in 15 months. And you might ask why I'm not putting any additional money down. Well, the snowball method, again, you are carrying over your minimum payments. When a debt is paid off, you are putting that money towards the next debt. Do you see how important it is to pay off as much as you can? It's fine if you don't have any additional money to put towards debt, but if you are already accounting for all your minimum payments, because you should pay off your minimum payments, you'll get dinged if you don't. Your credit score will dip. So you definitely want to be making sure you're covering the minimum payments. But if you just switch that over to the next debt, it's going to be drastic for you. We'll see we saved over $100. We paid about $235 in interest, and we saved 27 months. That's amazing with putting no money down and just rolling over the minimum payment. Now, I want to keep this strategy selected. I'll show you other ones in a little bit, but I want to show you the debt payment projection tab. Now, what this does, it might look a little bit confusing at first, but you really want to focus on what debts to pay off first. So we picked Snowball. It's going to be the lowest balance first. That will pop up. So we want to prioritize Amex. That's number 1, and then Chase, and then US Bank, and then Chase. Okay, now if you really wanted to see the math behind it, and you'll see that it can be useful, you can look over here, the debt payment projection. End of month 1, we're not really doing anything besides paying off our minimum balance because we're not putting any additional money down. We can scroll down, not much happening until we get really to month 10, right? We pay off 2 debts, okay, and we are applying overpayment, right? Overpayment is when, let's just say you put $300 towards a debt and the balance is only $200. That's a $100 overpayment. Instead of going out to dinner or shopping, you are putting that $100 towards the next debt, okay? And that's really where the drastic changes happen, is rolling over your additional money, putting it towards the debt, and that's why it's only 15 months, because you're doing that. And you can really look these over if you want. There is a legend to the right, rolling minimum payment. Let's show actually an example real quick of a rolling payment. So in month 10, or this would be month 11, since we had 2 debts get paid off, there's a rolling minimum payment of $122. So those are just the 2 debts. Those minimum payments are now being applied to the last debt in the list. Overpayment, again, payment might exceed balance. The extra money goes towards the next debts. And then additional payment, let's get into that now. Okay, so let's say we're doing the same strategy, but let's say we're able to come up with $50 extra a month. Okay, we're at 15 months till debt freedom. Let's just put $50 a month and see what happens. Now we're at 11 months. 11 months with just $50 a month, right? We're saving 31 months comparing to no strategy applied. We're saving now over $200. And now let's look at the debt projection. Okay, we see here now we actually start to get something because we have a strategy of paying $50 in additional monthly payment. We'll see the start of each month will have applying your additional payment of $50. Same thing here. So each month this will get applied. And right now it's going to Amex, but you'll see as soon as Amex gets paid off, it switches to the next one. So right here, applying your additional monthly payment or additional payment of $50 to Chase. So really cool. Play around with this. Um, that's really it with this template. We can go over to Avalanche now. Really, the Snowball and Avalanche, in most cases, they won't be too different from each other. We can see here we're saving $227. Let's see how much this changes. $234. So in this case, it'd be smarter for me to go with the Snowball rank or the Snowball method. There are some cases where Avalanche is better or Snowball is better. That's what this calculator is for. And really, I just want you guys to be able to visualize your debt, know how much interest you're paying, how important it is to pay more than the minimum. And that can be done with not really spending additional money, because once a debt is paid off, put that minimum towards the next debt. And again, if you want to get all mathy and look at this, you definitely can as well. It's really cool to look at. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions or suggestions. I'm happy to answer anything. But until then, enjoy this template and good luck.